가장 큰 차이점이 뭘까요?
They can only vote of comments that our moderation team has approved.
Is it like selected before actually it's posted for the voting?
Yeah, so we pre-moderate everything, and then
단계별로 이렇게 네.
응답해서
걸러내네요.
욕설.
그래서 만약에 이상한 코멘트 있으면 다른 사람 좋아해도 선택할 수 없어요. 그것도 나쁜 방법 아닌 것 같아요.
But the reason for that is that we've promised our readers that we're going to provide a safe space for really reasonable, urbane, literate discussion. But really what we're looking for is we want to have comments on the articles where the discussions are most likely to be really useful for our readers and will add to the news value of our stories.
자, 직접 해본대요.
한국의 댓글을 한번 보여줄 텐데요.
자, 어떤 걸 지울지.
전부 통과를 못할 것 같은 느낌이
Some of
드는데.
these, some of these we wouldn't approve at all. So, for example, the second one,
논리가 없다.
아, 논리가 없다.
하지만 좋아요를 9,000 이상 받은
네.
글입니다.
인신공격.
So the problem with comments like number 6 is that, yeah, it's a point of view that's common in society, but what's going to happen is if you keep posting comments like that, over time, people who disagree or people who are Muslim are going to feel like, why even bother? I don't want to read, I don't want to, why would I even engage with this? I'll just go somewhere else, Maybe they're going to come back if there is an argument they can argue against rather than arguing about whether or not, I'm garbage. You can argue about whether or not, I should have the right to stay in Korea, So that's just a much more productive argument. Just at first glance, the comment I think we'd be most likely to choose as an
뭐 어떤 댓글을 뽑을까요?
궁금하네요.
feel like you're still reading the New York Times, Whoa, that's weird. I never thought of it that way. Or the 8th one,
8번째?
정말 잘 쓰여진 글이네요.
it's very clear about, the point it's trying to make. It makes an argument for that point without insulting an entire class of people. It's just very well reasoned, and if you look at it, it's a great jumping off point for a respectful discussion.
이 댓글도 기본 의견은 난민 들어오는 거에 반대하는 의견이지만
논리정연하게.
We don't want people to feel like they aren't welcome in the comment spaces, So people can argue with you, they can disagree with your point of view, but the way that we make this interesting is to make sure that everybody can have a good debate about it, It actually seemed like something that's it would be a pretty common thing here in America too, on a website where that isn't moderated, But you are responsible for creating a good product. If people read something that makes them laugh, or teaches them something, or inspires them, they're going to remember your brand. That's definitely something I would recommend.
영상을 보고 나서 좀 제일 인상 깊었던 부분들이 혹시 있으신가요?
I think what was really interesting about that New York Times interview was that the one that he chose was an anti-immigrant comment. I think that introduces some other bias on the part of the New York Times for who will get their comment into the New York Times?
I mean, ideally, the New York Times defines itself as a liberal newspaper which sees itself as a platform and accepts different opinions. Would this work in Korea? I don't see let's say the Hangul would pick like a conservative comment, or the Chosun Ilbo would, choose a progressive comment. Basically oppressing political opposition for the greater social good. It's basically the same logic, but it's applied in a different setting, so it can also be abused.